Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a good morning and enjoying your tea, coffee, or whatever you like to drink. um, I was just thinking about coming with something interesting. I in my last videos I spoke about self-worth, time for yourself. More topics that can make you go into a reflective process, thinking about yourself, thinking about your current situations, thinking how you can come out of where you are, just reassessing your potentials and stuff. But there's one thing that kind of bothered me, but at the same time, I agree and I disagree. So, in the last few months, and especially this year, I would say a lot of us would have learned go with flow. There's no point planning. Just go with flow. I agree. I agree with the logic behind go with flow because naturally there are some instances which is completely out of our hand or control. However, you need to understand that we as creatives have got seven senses, and the brain is in our. It's probably one of the best blessings we could have. If the nature or God had to just keep us going, within the flow, why would we be given all these senses? So there's definitely a purpose behind it, and hence why we really need to understand we're making use of what we have as a blessing. It's a choice given to us. So I agree with the idea of go with flow, but at the same time, I do agree with the logic that you really need to be purposeful or you really need to have a goal in life. What goals I had when I was 19 or 20, I don't have it now. You know, Life changes, priority changes, and even if we say, one morning you get up and you say, "Oh, I don't like this life. I want to change in my life," whether you say it or you don't say it, it's a natural process. Change in life is something that happens to us naturally. So even if you say one morning, it's probably just your reawakening. You're probably reassessing your current situation at that time. However, the change in life has occurred all around this time. Now, when I say all these things about reflecting and evaluating and things like that, how do you make sure that you are closer to the goals that you have set? How do you make sure that you're going to achieve it? So, a few years ago, I think around 4 or 5 years ago, a friend of mine gave me a gift, a book called The Secret. And at that time, I felt that it was a life changer because that book, in short, that book said, whatever you want in life, you just have to think or you have to behave as if you have already achieved it. And it could be money, it could be beauty, it could be taking a revenge from someone, it could be success. Anything that you want in life, you can manifest it just by believing that you already have it. And automatically, the nature works to bring it all towards you. We have watched even movies and things like that that connects all this. But in short, it was a good book. Not for everyone because some of us don't believe in deep philosophies. And some of us have a 50-50 opinion about it. So it depends on what kind of personality do you have. In short, I like that book because I felt that it was connecting me at that time with my situations around. Anyway, I it kind of worked because I started to practice in real life. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it was frustrating, and then the consistency go out. You kind of lose the track because obviously things changes. Then then I was just thinking about an example, another connection that I felt. My dad, whenever he comes to visit Melbourne, there's one thing that never changes. He has done probably like 3 4 visits, but every time he's here, he's going to buy a lottery ticket, and I'll just make fun of him. I'll be like, why are you wasting your money? You can actually buy a meal out of it. You can enjoy a good meal, watching TV and have a good meal. Why you're just putting your money in it? And he would just tell me, I'm trying my luck. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter winning or losing, but what if I win? And I'll just laugh and I'll pass by. But at the end of the day, he has given me a very strong message that he's one step closer, or he's at least trying one step closer towards his goal. Who knows if he stayed, he would have won. The number of lottery tickets he bought. Um, so this is just a connection we need to understand. So if you have a goal, if you have a purpose, how can you keep a track of how closer you are to your achievement process. Number one, think that you have already achieved it. How does it make you feel? What sort of emotion it brings to you? Obviously, it's something that you want to achieve, so you'll be on, top of your, happiness or whatever motivating factor you have. So you need to think about it. It's a check, through three-way process. Number two, you need to think where you are in terms of steps, how far you are from your goal. So if you want to be, or if you want to achieve something, you need to assess your current situation, how far. So if for example, going back to my dad's, if he wants to win a lottery, at least he was buying for you, to get. What have you done in your process to achieve where you want to be? And number three, timeline is very important. If you're not going to set a timeline, you are going to be lost within the track. Because as I said, change is natural to us. Whether you like it, you don't like it, you want it, you don't want it, it comes. It comes. Sometimes it hits us. Sometimes we just pass by because we are in the flow. So you need to put a timeline, for example, and it has to be realistic. If you're going to say, I want to lose 25 kilos, and if you put yourself into 1 month, 2 months, it's going to be cruelty. I mean, if I talk about myself, it has to be realistic to your mood swings, to your needs, to your personality. So those three things are going to help you to check how close you are to your goal. Because at the end of the day, it's very, very important that you make a choice. Whether it comes to or not, if you're going to assume it now that it will never happen, of course it will never happen, because this is something that you've already made a choice, you've decided for yourself. But if you're really purposeful and you really want to reach what you have set for yourself, then make a choice and start tracking it right now. Without a timeline, without a purpose, you can't reach where you want to be. Otherwise, the only option is keep assuming.